Hey crafters, welcome into Guys Craft 2. My name is John, and wow, I cannot believe we are starting the third week of January. It's like, are you kidding me? Today is January 12th. It's like, okay guys, where is this 2025 stuff going? It is just crazy. And I have got so much going on. I feel like I can't begin to keep up. It's like just crazy. Um, busy weekend as always, but you know me, that's kind of the way I like it, and just what it is, right? So let's see who we have on today. You all started the chat before I even got here. So let's see. It may help if I have some glasses. So hey Jackie, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Inez, thanks for joining this afternoon. Mr. Russ says, how dare you put a snowman in your title card when you don't have snow? You have you can have what we got. Amen to that, right? So I do think snowmen are adorable in that. And I bought actually when I went to Hallmark, Kansas, I bought a couple of snowmen in that. I guess it's just my way of still being connected to the East Coast, but I have no desire to ever see snow in real life again. I know says we don't have snow either, and we're in the frozen north. How crazy is that? I know they got a nice dump between Atlanta and other place. Hey, Candace, thanks for being here. Melissa, welcome in. BBMK is in the house. Hey, girl, thanks for being here this afternoon. Jean is here. Welcome in. Ah, there's my Sally. I bet she has had an amazing weekend. And let's see who else. Barb's here. Welcome in, Barb. Cass Kiwi is here. Hi. January 13th for her already. Oh my goodness. She's already jumped into the next day. How crazy is that? I remember traveling to Italy. It was so funny that I'd call home. I'd call the kids at night, and it was my morning the next day already, but just their night, and they had just gotten home from school. It's just how do you keep up with that stuff? Judy, welcome in. Balloona is from Tucson. She said, missed you at the Tucson quilt show. I have to go pick my quilt up in a while. No, didn't win anything, but good experience. I definitely want to do that next year. Definitely will be, or next year, yeah, 2025, 2026. We are trying to make better plans for the weekends and that. It's just, I'll be honest, the weekend and that is just getting away from me. Work is really putting a damper in stuff for me. Barb says she got plenty of snow. Hey, Ingrid, welcome in. So crazy enough, like this weekend. So after the live, I've got a birthday party that we are hosting. So I've got my besties and a few of her friends coming over. So we are going to celebrate a birthday, two birthdays this afternoon. So I've got that going on. We decided, my special friend and I have decided we wanted to grow our own tomatoes, that we don't, because everything you get from the store is just nasty. Nothing ever tastes like real vegetables anymore. So ended up, the plan was get up, make breakfast, do things on the Blackstone griddle, run to storage because I have all the Christmas put away finally, except one tree. I still have the tree in the master bedroom to get down. But with that, all the other stuff is done. Everything's back to the storage unit. And I wanted to run to Lowe's just to look real quick at some stuff for growing our own tomatoes, probably green peppers, a few things like that. Ended up spending $300. I bought 6 big pots to plant stuff in. Bought a stacking pot that we can put strawberries in and put mint and basil and rosemary and all that kind of stuff in. So we got that. Of course, then that means you have to buy dirt, and we have to buy, gardening tools because, of course, I don't have any. Just all that kind of stuff, and ended up spending way more time there than I wanted. Then I had to get home so I could get ready for the live. this afternoon, and it's just like, wow, where did the day go? It's like it's just so crazy. Luna said social butterfly. I do like having my social time. I will admit that. Jackie says the grandkids went snow tubing in Flagstaff yesterday. That's, you know, and I'll be honest, I hate snow. I hate playing in the snow. I never liked any of that. But I didn't mind sledding and tubing with the kids if I had to. That was the only part of any of the snow that I liked. Hey, Jen, good evening. Katie Crafts is in the house. Thanks for being here. So just all that kind of fun stuff. Yesterday we had quilt club, so we had what our AccuQuilt club. So that was a bunch of fun. I actually got to go see some of the ladies that I have not got to really see for a few months, really, because with the park home, I missed a lot this summer, and then we've been so busy with other things. I've missed a lot during the holidays, and now just trying to get things started back. It's just too much going on. But they've made I made a orange lemon pound cake and took that for breakfast yesterday morning. Then one of the ladies brought taco soup, which was pretty good. Someone else brought avocado deviled eggs and some stuff, so we had a good time there. I ended up taking my new Stir Max, my new toy that I have, dumping all the cheeses and creams and all that in there, and made taco soup. Or taco soup. Lord have mercy. Queso. I made queso to go with it. And so that turned out really good and was a lot of fun. And so I got to play with my new toy and got to have some fun doing that. So that was yesterday afternoon or morning and afternoon. And then I got to go be with some good friends that I had not seen since last probably spring. And so they invited us over for dinner. It was nice to get to go spend some time at their house. They actually had chicken mole, which I have never had, but it was actually really good. I had never had that. And then we took dessert, which was nothing bundt cake. And their specialty right now is Reese's peanut butter cup cake. So it was amazing and a fun evening. So, yes, Bunfield Social Butterfly staying very, very busy as everyone. Barb says here in West Michigan, we have farm stands near enough so we can get produce and don't have to do all. That would be amazing. I thought really moving to Arizona that we would get a lot of fruit from Mexico and different things, and that we'd have some amazing produce and that out in this area. But I'll be honest, we don't. And what we do have, I think, is flavorless. And it's just, I'd much rather grow my own. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe sorry that I started it, but we'll see. But I think going out and picking it, the other day when I made the orange lemon pound cake, it was really cool because I got to go out and pick lemons off the lemon tree. And so I had my own fresh lemons for lemon zest and some of the stuff in the lemon pound cake. So that's always fun. All right. So, I wanted to tell you all, I got my quilt done from Christmas Day, and that was the layer cake shuffle from Moonkin Stitchery. This thing is gigantic, and I thought I was done, and then found another entire row that I had not put on. So I don't even know that I can back up enough to really even show you all. But I am really, really happy how it turned out. I feel like I am really making some progress in getting things lined up. Of course, I'm showing you the one that's got two squares that ended up together, and that's because that is the last row that I found that I didn't realize I had not done. But let's put this chair back before I fall over top of it. But this thing is just huge. It was like, wow, guys, it just kept growing and growing. So look at that. So I am really happy how this turned out. I mean, if you talk about spring, fall, and wanting something different, this definitely, I think, fits that bill. And so I think that turned out to be a really fun quilt, which means now I have to work on um, the long arm, right? And getting Gracie to do what she needs to do. And we'll see how that works out. But in the meantime, we'll see what we can get started. So I am going to cut and talk a little bit tonight. I am working on placemats because my daughter told me she would really, really like some placemats. And I need to really practice binding. So I thought, you know what? What better way than to kill two birds with one stone, right? I can make her some placemats, make her very happy. I found a YouTube video. Actually, I'm making these with flex foam. And so I'm making them with strips. And I think that's going to work out really cool. And so I am really excited to get these going. I feel like just cutting strips after strips. And of course, it doesn't help, right? Because I always want to be an overachiever. And so I decided that cut, I cut enough to make two Valentine placemats. So I would have placemats for us here at the house, and then turned around and decided, well, if I'm going to do Valentine's, I'm going to, start that. Excuse me. I might as well just go on and do St. Patrick's Day. So then I went on and grabbed stuff to make St. Patrick's Day. And then I decided, okay, well, if I'm going to do St. Patrick's Day and Valentine's, I might as well go on and get the Easter cut. And Easter is probably the first set that I'll end up sending to my daughter. And so I ended up doing um, setting those aside. And I think I'm making two of everything for me, and decided to make six for her table. And it's like, okay, so then all of a sudden everything just got away from me. It was like, well, wait a minute, that wasn't kind of the way it was supposed to happen, but it did. Sorry to get off screen. I wanted to make sure I remember, because I'm working off memory, of course, um, what measurements I needed. So I've been doing that. And so I am going to cut and talk a little bit tonight, and maybe actually get the machine to work as well. So, guys, don't forget we have Martin Luther King coming up, and that will be our first holiday quilting bee in 2025. So I'm looking forward to that. Danielle has agreed to join me, so that will be very exciting. And I'm working on getting some guests on the channel. Sean reached out. I am coordinating dates with Sean to be on his channel. Poor guy, he keeps emailing me thinking he's going to get a response. And I don't know where, like I said, I don't know where my head has been. And things have just been so crazy. I need to finalize a date with him. And then I would like to have Sean on the channel as well. I've got a new friend named Charles that does some really cool stuff. I want to have him on the channel. I'm trying to finalize dates with him along with a couple other folks. So I do want to have some guests on. I have been really slow about doing that. Russ has been amazing and been on. He's helped me with the holiday quilting bees and that. And but there are a few other folks I would like to have on as well. And I just need to get that done and put together. And hopefully we'll make that happen at some point. All right, let's see. Well, sorry guys, I really did miss some of the chat. Oh, Belinda says you have to go to Yuma for veggies and fruit. Yeah, I don't doubt that, but I'm not willing to drive that far. Melissa says fresh lemons. I tell you what, my lemons are starting to come in beautiful. I have one lime on my lime tree. I don't know what's going on with that thing. Sally says I have a container. It says this is my next victim. I love flowers, etc. Didn't get the green thumb from my dad and grandma. I understand that. Believe me. Like the colors, looks great. Awesome, John. Beautiful. It's cute. You all are so encouraging. I tell you what, it makes such a difference. Kevmar says, I'm listening because I just lost the needle in the couch. Oh no, that is not a fun thing. I actually bought one of the magnet things to help me find stuff like that. I won't say that it always works, but I have bought that for that reason. Hey, Stephanie from Stephanie Stitches, welcome in. Good afternoon. And yes, Russ has already called me out for having a snowman on my posting. And yes, I know we did not get snow here. In fact, we're talking about going to the park home next weekend just because I haven't been, I haven't been since Thanksgiving. I just feel funny to have a house sitting somewhere that you just don't go to for months. And I just checked in the weather next weekend. Actually, Saturday's supposed to be cold up there and cold up there. Gosh, I wish I had my phone. I thought, oh, here it is. I think next Saturday up in Star Valley, that area is, let's see. Oh, yeah. 46 is the high. So next week on, of course, when I want to go on Saturday, it's supposed to be 46. They're getting in the low 30s, upper 20s at night. But the entire week, they're going to be in the upper 50s. So obviously, no snow, no sleet, none of that kind of stuff, which I thought, you know what? I am off Martin Luther King Day. As you all know, we have plans to be together. So I thought, maybe I'll just go up, sneak up there Saturday, spend the day, kind of check things out, and then come back here on Sunday morning and then do some things here and be ready for my live on Sunday afternoon with you guys. And then again on Monday for the holiday for those that actually get the holiday. I don't get every federal holiday, so we won't be doing all the, I won't be able to do quilting bees on every holiday or every federal holiday, especially because just like my niece works for the government, so she got Carter's funeral as a holiday, so she was off for that, which is nice for those government employees that we pay their salaries and taxes, but it's okay. So they got to be off for that. It was kind of cool. So, but on the ones that I'm able to, we will plan to do um, be together, do some things, have some fun, have some laughs, give away some prizes, and all those fun things. So I don't know how I saw Stephanie and then just went on a whole different rampage. Jeannie's in the house. Thanks for being here. Sally says I pressed fat quarters night before last. Progress. Look, she is getting there. Tell you what, day at a time, right? Step by step, we get her done. That's the only way to make things happen. Uh, Russ says monthly placemats. That sounds like the table runners I did for my sister. There you go. And the plan is to make the tin needle run monthly placemat. So I've actually picked out Valentine's, St. Patrick's Day, and Easter. Plan on doing those and then matching those. They're actually applique, so I'm hoping to use um, the Cricut to cut out some of the applique to match those up. And of course, I've got the door banners behind me that still need attention. So there's plenty to do. There's no shortage of ideas and things that I want to do. Unfortunately, work is always in the way, and I have to have my job because that's how I pay for bills and that's how I buy fabric, and that's okay. I have a good job. I don't complain, but I swear, it just doesn't seem like there is enough hours in the day to get stuff done anymore. And we'll see. But I will make things happen as we always do, and that will make life fun. Sorry, I get really concentrating. I mean, like when this says cut it a certain length, I mean, like I am just over the top ridiculous about making sure that it is exactly the right length, and then it still seems like it doesn't stitch up the way I want it to. But Jen says, Mary F. Don't sit down. Ines says, Mary, do you have a magnet? You what? So we hope she finds that needle, right? Uh, Look, Jackie says, I have holiday monthly napkins cut and ready to sew. So now, see, I feel like a slacker because I'm just doing the placemats and the table runners. And now I'm going to need to make napkins to match because I do have a serger. And I love to run my serger. It's just, I have to step back and go, okay, well, what can I do in the serger? Um, but napkins would be really cool to do to match the placemats. I will say, believe it or not, I shopped from my stash for everything for the placemats. I did not buy one thing. I had the batting. I had everything that I needed to make these, but I did not have as much for these holidays as I thought I did. But I have enough to do what I need to do. So I am not. I did not choose to add any more. Um, Cost right now with QuiltCon coming up. I have decided to probably cut myself back to one day at QuiltCon. I have so much going on at work. Being down two team members is a little stressful. So I have decided that I probably will just go down Saturday morning and do QuiltCon on Saturday and do what I can and do it hopefully a little less damage to my wallet that way and but still get to have the experience and still get the joy of being at QuiltCon. So if you all are planning to be here in February, I would so still love to meet up with you all and get to say hey. Um, but I am at this point now just going on Saturday. I'm not going to be there the other 2 days. All right. Yeah, if you all have not seen the Georgia table runners that Russ did for Stephanie's retreat, they turned out super cute. And he says he did the 10-minute table runners. I think it took him more than 10 minutes, but I'm not going to say anything. I'm not calling that out. Sally says I did holiday pillowcases for her great nieces and nephew when they were young. Oh, that would be cool. I try to change sheets to match the holidays, and I did have some comforters quilts for different holidays. Right now, I actually have snowflakes on the bed with snowmen. And again, yes, Russ, I know we don't get snow, but maybe that's why I have to bring items in that reflect winter for us here in the valley. But I did do that. But I really do need to look at doing some more. I really want to have my quilts on the bed. So I really would like to focus on that, at least making one or two quilts that are going to go on my bed. But I'm also thinking if I get those done, they're going to be king size. And if I make them the size that I want, I may actually make someone else full with those on the long arm. I don't know that I want to stitch that big a size and work with it. Hey, Becky. Hello from Wet and Cold, Texas. How crazy is that? Tell you what, still better than snow or ice, right? Oh, Baluna says she's only going to on Friday to QuiltCon. I am so sorry about that because I was really hoping to meet you and several others, but just because I'm going to be gone the week before too. I won't be back until that Monday of that week because I am doing a half marathon in Fort Lauderdale, so I'm going to be gone that whole weekend. And then I'll be off Monday, come back Tuesday, and I just felt bad because I'm down team members in that right now to actually take another day off that week. I was like, I probably need to be at work because I do need to keep my job and keep things going. Um, Jackie says I use a variety of fat quarters for the napkins. They will be all different. A good way to use some stash. I never thought about that, to be honest. So I will definitely look at that. I have not made my own. We did make Thanksgiving napkins in a class that I took about 3 years ago. Gosh, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Those are the only napkins I made, and it was a Black Friday weekend class, and they were fun on the serger. I mean, stuff on the serger just runs right, just so fast. Becky says we get so excited when we get a tiny bit of snow. I understand. Melissa says you're doing a half marathon, John? Question mark. Yes, I am trying. So years ago, when I was thin and doing a lot more athletics, I was running half marathons and Ironmans and triathlons, at least 3 or 4 a month. And I thought that would really continue when I moved to Arizona, and you've got such beautiful weather so many months of the year here, and you don't have to shut down really for winter. Um, that probably could have happened had I not had the position I had. With the job I had, the travel just got ridiculous from here, and I wasn't able to keep my training up like I should have. So, needless to say, things shifted on my body. And so I decided sometime last year, probably about September, August, that I wanted to get back to my goal of doing a half marathon in every state. I've done half marathons, I think, in 13 states now. So I'm trying to get back to running and putting the time in and getting things focused in that arena. And so the first one for 2025 is in Fort Lauderdale. That will give me Florida. And so I'm kind of anxious. I mean, I've done some really cool half marathons. I did San Francisco. I did the Golden Gate Bridge. It was a rock and roll marathon with that group. And but part of the cool things in that marathon was you literally got to run across the Golden Gate Bridge. So I have run back and forth across the Golden Gate Bridge, which was pretty cool. I've also done the Rock and Roll in Vegas, and they are the only group that gets to shut down the Vegas Strip and run the Vegas Strip at night. And so I have done that and run not only the Vegas Strip, but run um, from the Strip all the way down to Fremont Street and that area and back with about 50,000 other crazy folks. That was a really cool experience. I'm glad I did it. So I've done some really fun half marathons, but yes, I am trying to get back into that, get back into shape. The plan was today to run to storage, drop stuff off, run to Lowe's, just look at a few things, not buy and bring home a truck full of stuff, and then run to the pool because we have indoor outdoor pools here in the community. Our pools are kept at 83 degrees year round, whether they're indoor outdoor. Um, I would have probably done the indoor pool today. For some reason, I really just feel more comfortable in the indoor pool. Plus, I'm a big baby, and to get out of the pool when it's cold just makes no sense to me. Doesn't it feels fine getting into the pool. The pool always feels so good, but then you're warm and you have to get out of the pool in this cold weather, and it's like, yeah, that's not happening. So the plan was to go to the indoor pool, but by the time we got everything else done, got stuff loaded, got home, it was really time for lunch, which then led into now I got to put some stuff away. I've got to get ready to host a birthday party. Oh, now I've got a YouTube live, go get stuff ready for that. And so it just didn't happen. So, but that's okay. There is always tomorrow or next week or next weekend. And that's the problem. There's just so much you want to do and want to get done. And I get tired. It's not, don't hold up like I used to. I will admit to that. Melissa says that's great. Becky says I use the tutorial at Mac MC Culture Reversible. Anna says, I'm not running unless I'm being chased by something scary. Girl, I so support that. It was crazy. When I lost a bunch of weight a few years ago, my trainers kept wanting me to run. And I just kept explaining to them, I don't run. And one of the things they did was start me on cycling because, especially when you're heavy, right? It's the least impactful, doesn't hurt your joints, doesn't do, blah, blah, blah. So I ended up getting into biking and really enjoyed it. And riding some weeks 100, 150 miles. A short ride for me on Saturday was 50, 60 miles. And during the week, I would do some nights after work, I would do 15, 20 miles easy. And so, but then I started getting bored with it. And another trainer told me, he said, what you really need to do is get in the pool and start swimming. And so I started doing that. And then one of the trainers said, well, you're kind of crazy now because you're doing biking and swimming. So you could actually get into triathlons and start really pushing and challenging yourself. You just have to run. So next thing I know, John's out there running, and John never wanted to be a runner. And I will tell you, I still do not feel the endorphin fix, that runner's high that everybody talks about. I never got that the entire time I worked out. And as I was pushing myself, I liked the rewards that happened with it, but I never did get to the point where it was like an obsession with me. The obsession was I had to get to the next race to get the next medal. It wasn't necessarily about the endorphin rush, but it is what it is. And I did enjoy getting back into shape in that. So now I am trying to do that again for 2025 and trying to push myself and challenge myself a little bit differently. Living and crafting with MS. Thanks for being here. Welcome in. Hope you've had a great weekend. Zaza's here. Welcome in. Becky says I'm only running to the refrigerator. I tell you what, I've had those nights too. Melissa says rock and roll half is so cool. I did it in Savannah. I did Savannah as well. I stayed at the Marriott. I enjoyed their open carry law down in the downtown area. I think Savannah is a beautiful area. I lived in South Carolina for several years, and we would sneak down to Savannah. So Savannah is another one where I did a rock and roll as well. So congrats, Melissa. Ines says, John, 83 is wimpy water. I swam in the Atlantic in Canada. That's what I did as a kid. I tell you what, there is just no way. I am such a baby. We went to 2 years ago when I took the grandkids to South Carolina. We rented a house with a pool specifically for the grandkids to be able to enjoy. And of course, they want Papa John to get in the pool. We go down, and the pool is shaded, so it's mid-June. I'm in the ocean, but the way that pool set and was shaded, it was freezing cold, and the kids are jumping in there and they're shivering, but they're still jumping in and out of the pool and that, and they kept, wanting me to get in. And I was like, yeah, no, no matter how spoiled my grandkids are, there are certain limits um, for things that don't happen. And I am a huge baby when it comes to being cold. I've never been able to handle being cold, being chill. And so it's just not going to happen. So Luna says, as I said, social butterfly. Okay, Mark says, when you run in Kansas, I do not have a Kansas run scheduled yet. It is one of the states I still need to get. So, and it'll be interesting because after doing the Hallmark experience and all that in Kansas City, I have to say I liked Kansas City. I wasn't overly thrilled with the Hallmark experience. I don't think it's the experience they promised, but that has nothing to do with Kansas and Kansas City. And I really did like Kansas City. Typically, we look when we do half marathons, we look for a half marathon that's connected to a marathon because it just gives us more time to get them done. So, for instance, the run that we're doing in Fort Lauderdale is has a marathon attached to it because the marathon's attached to it. As a half marathon runner, we have 6 hours to complete the half marathon. It will not take us that long, but it's just nice knowing we don't have that pressure to get done. I'm trying to remember what my best time is. It's almost been too long that I don't even remember, to be honest, guys. But that has always been kind of one of the prerequisites is finding one that doesn't have a hard and fast um, time to get done so that way we can enjoy the race and not feel completely pressured. And when I say we, my niece is doing the same thing. She has a few more states than I do because she went off and did some on the East Coast. I think she's done Pennsylvania and a few of those that I have not gotten to do yet, and so I'll have to make those up without her. I ended up doing California and a couple out here without her, so she's got those to make up. And the plan is to save probably Hawaii for our 50th race, and so we can do that together, and we'll do that as our celebratory race. Just worrying about how we'll figure out how to get Alaska done, but and there's no hurry. I've actually got a friend that has actually done half marathons in every state and got all 50 states, got all of them done. And he's actually decided to go back and redo um, a half marathon in every state a second time around. So that's cool for him. I'll be glad to get it done just the one time. For me, it's just about it's another excuse to travel and see the different states in that because we have such a beautiful country in that, and um, I don't think we sometimes take advantage as Americans how fortunate we are to live in such a beautiful country in that. So this is another way for me to get out and see and do some of those things, and that's kind of cool as well. And actually, the half marathon, the rock and roll half marathon here in Phoenix, is typically Martin Luther King weekend, and that is what brought me to Phoenix. I came and did that race. I fell in love with Phoenix that weekend, and what 8 months later was moving to Phoenix full time. So that was a good marketing ploy for Phoenix. What they failed to tell me was the weather in the wintertime can get cooler, and in the summertime, you're going to learn to live with 115 degrees. So somehow none of that was in the marketing paperwork over the weekend that I was here. But you know what? I'm here now, and I do love my state. I love everything about this area. It also says running is bad for you if you're overweight, but cycling and swimming are both great. Yep, I totally agree. I'm very cautious about how I run and what I do. Um, of course, Mary F says make sure it's not summer in Kansas. Yeah, I try to avoid all humid states in the summertime, especially because now I've gotten really spoiled with not being around that humidity. So that is definitely something we look at. BBMK says, I'm proud of you. She's such a sweetheart. I wish I could run for fun or medals. No, I tell you what, it's and I've got a closet full of medals in that. It was something that was really fun for a while. I will do it again. I just did the Santa Hustle here at Westgate in Glendale. That was, and they actually had it on my birthday. So that was a 5K. So I did the 3.1 miles then. So that was fun to kind of get back in the swing of things. The worst thing for me, that even though I'm a morning person, is just getting up, having to be somewhere that early, um, and just all that atmosphere in that. It's sometimes almost a little intimidating. So I have all of that to still get ready for and get done. Wow, guys, I cut a lot of 2.5 inch strips for these placemats. I'm like, goodness, I'm still talking, still cutting, and still don't. I'm only trimming off the salvages on these right now. I haven't even got the other side, but we will. Colleen, welcome in. Thanks for being here this afternoon. Hope you have had an amazing weekend. She says, I don't like cold water. See, I don't either. I tell you what, I always worry about going to South Carolina, and now we go the third week. We used to go the second week of June, but I always worry if the water is going to be warm enough in that, because we lived in South Carolina for a few years, and I know um, it can be cold. Uh, the water, especially, right? Because it does take quite a bit to warm up the ocean, and so I always worry if it's going to be warm enough to get in the ocean. Last year, in 2024, they had a lot of storms around the area, and the ocean was really, really rough. So last year, we stayed at one of the campgrounds and rented a like a mobile home. Um, my son-in-law and that wasn't overly thrilled with it, but the nice thing is they did have a nice little water park in the campground and that, so the kids got to do that and seemed to really enjoy it. The problem was the home was just really small for 4 adults and 2 kids, and so we are actually going to North Myrtle Beach this year and try something new and different. So we'll see how that works out. Ingrid says one thing leads to another: cycling, swimming, then running. I would love to do an obstacle course race, but not likely to happen. I agree with you. I know at one point I had friends that were asking me to do some of those obstacle races, and I forgot which one. I can't think of the names of them now. Yeah, but we had talked about different ones. But the one where we sign up, we pay money, and then we let them dip us in water and then electrocute us. That was not happening. John has just not lost all good senses, and I am not paying someone to electrocute me. That just how that became part of that one race is just beyond me. I was like, yeah, 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 that is never going to happen. Hey, Charlotte, thanks for being here. Welcome in. Oh, she says she likes my shirt. So that's the new Riley Blake shirt. So I thought that would be cool. So I grabbed that to wear tonight. Zaza said there's people that go swimming in the sea here. It gets up to 53 in the summer. No, 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 no. That is not happening. 53 is not something John's body could adjust to. Ina says they do a polar bear swim on Christmas Eve, breaking the ice. They jump in. My cousin did it, but a bit older now. Yeah, there's no way. I mean, you all might as well just take me to the hospital, because no, I just couldn't imagine. Colleen says they do have a great marathon here in PEI in the fall. Beaches are gorgeous, but the water can be cool. One year, the marathon had to deal with a hurricane. Oh, that's crazy. But that would be really cool. I would like to do a few international half marathons in that. So we'll see. Oh, it's Tough Mudder. Melissa said it's Tough Mudder. The other one without the shocks is Spartan. I like Spartan. I know a guy that actually started running so many Spartan races and got so athletic and got so into Spartan to the extent that he started knowing a lot of the guys at Spartan. They ended up hiring him to work for them, and it was just crazy. Zaza says, "Oh my God, nope." I agree. Yeah, Tough Mudder. I could not remember the name of it, but it's like, yeah, I'm not. I am not a Tough Mudder guy. I can tell you that. Hmm. Not sure how we got on all of those subjects tonight. Didn't talk much about quilting at all. It's been crazy. So I am working on trying to get some things ready for Martin Luther King weekend. It is going to be an open sew. I decided it just made sense instead of me picking a pattern this time. We all have enough stuff that we brought into 2025 that we want to get done and get accomplished. So bring what you want to the holiday quilting bee. If you're able to join, great. If not, please watch the replay, because that makes YouTube very happy to see the stuff on our channels. Um, but yes, so I will work on some giveaways and that for that day as well. I have not uh, pulled actually anything yet. I have that to look at to get put together and figure out what makes sense and go from there. I am hoping, like I said, to get some guests on the channel over the next couple of months. It is just so crazy, guys, to think how quick the year is flying by. Um, it's just I talked to my daughter the other day because I go home, go to Virginia to her house for Easter every year. You know, she's excited, the kids are excited, and I'm like, okay, guys, it hasn't been like a month yet since Christmas, and yet it feels like Christmas was ages ago. And so I don't know. I am still dealing with that. Hallmark did just take down all the Christmas movies off the Hallmark channel. I actually just changed carriers because I refuse to pay the cable company a fortune anymore. I had Sling TV for a while to watch my shows, and I keep thinking I might want the Hallmark Plus channel because I do enjoy my Hallmark, and started playing around and realized that I was paying that Sling had raised my monthly rate again, and it's getting to the point that I could have cable as cheap as what I'm paying Sling, and it's like, okay, that was kind of defeated the purpose. And so I found a new subscription service called Philo, and I signed up for Philo and got double the channels. And I did not have to pay extra to have the Hallmark channels. And so that has been a new experience and working through trying to figure out how to find all the channels I was watching, get everything lined up again. Um, so I said goodbye to Sling. It's just, I tell you what, cutting the cord was supposed to save us all money. And I think in the long run, with all the streaming services now, we're paying more than we used to pay just to the cable company. And it's such a gimmick. I've got Netflix. I probably will always have Netflix. I did just finish watching Squid Games. I tell you guys, I don't know if you all watch Squid Games or not, how big a fan you all were, but I will tell you, I was not a fan of season two, and it seemed like all season two was worried about was staging everything for season three because they did say they are making a third season. And I don't know. I was really disappointed. I thought the concept behind Squid Games, I guess, made a lot of sense, but I don't know that I was, I guess, all that into it before. And um, this new season left a lot to be desired in my mind. But I'm sure there are plenty out there that liked it. Well, Sally says, maybe I'll finish my maze. You know what, girlfriend? You very well may. That's the nice thing. We quilt and put projects together at our own pace, and we make things happen the way we want them to happen. And that's why, I don't want, I tell you what, I'm not having drama in my life anymore. People that bring me drama just are not going to be a part of me around me anymore. I don't want that. I'm not dealing with that. I have enough of that at work, and it's certainly not going to happen in my personal life. Um, and with that said, I quilt because I enjoy it. I will say we did just buy a new laser engraver cutter, and so still trying to get that working. It's out of the box, and doing some of the software updates and all that kind of stuff. So we will be able to play with that and start making some projects. But at the end of the day, it's like I get done what I get done when I get done. I'm not. Somebody asked me not too long ago, said, do you make, do you sell your quilts, and will you make custom orders and that? And I'm like, yeah, not so much. I do what I want to do. I stitch it the way I want to stitch it. Am I willing to sell some of my quilts? Yes, and I have. Um, but at the end of the day, I am not. I'm doing what I want to do, and I don't want someone else to tell me this is how they want it, or this is what the look is, or whatever. Because nah, I'm going to do it John's way and make it John's quilt, and so that that stress is not going to be there. I don't want to deal with all of that silliness. Ina says Easter is late this year. It's very late because if I remember right, it was early in 24, and it's coming like the third week of April or whatever. It's like I don't understand it. And the sad thing is, my son is graduating um, from an online university. He's in the service. I'll get to see him at Easter. He's actually coming to see me in a couple of weeks, which is very exciting. And so I will get to see him and his new girl. But the crazy thing is, so like literally, like 2 weeks after I'm home for Easter, he's graduating and was like, could wanted me to be at the graduation, and I'm like, dude, I can't make that many East Coast trips. I've already planned it, and we'll do Easter. I've already planned, and we'll do the beach with my daughter and her family. And so, and then to try to add another one in, it just couldn't happen. It's just too much, and I hate not being there to support him. But hopefully he understands and gets it. I will get to see him at Easter. I'll get to see him here in Arizona in a couple of weeks. So it's not like I don't, it's just typically unlike me not to be at my children's life events. So when he was graduating tech school and um, his enlistment and all that in the Air Force, I was in Texas for all of that. I'm used to always being there for my kids, but I'll tell you what, travel has gotten so expensive, and it's not just the flights that are expensive. Rental cars have gotten outrageous. The airlines have gotten expensive. The hotels. I mean, I'm like, if they haven't made back their money and made up for COVID, I don't know what they're doing. Because I mean, I am telling you, the rates and stuff that they're charging is just astronomical. It's just, and it's taking the design. Yeah, it takes the fun away. It's not. I'm not going in debt. I refuse to go into debt, and so it just makes it hard to be able to do things in that when they're charging the prices that they are. And yeah, I get things have went up, but it's like, yeah, but this is this is more than just a little increase. I mean, what you all are charging or what you're all asking for is just beyond reasonable in my mind. But who knows? I don't know what their expenses are in that industry. Melissa says, I'll be here if I'm off work that day. That will be awesome. Please join us. As I said, it was fine when there were two streaming services, but now there are far too many. I agree. I totally agree. Kevin said it took me a long time to figure that out. Yeah, it's just gotten too many. There's too many streaming services, and then the problem is the new show that comes out that you want is on a separate service that you don't have, and it's like, you know what? I'm just not doing that anymore. I'll wait, and if anything, I'll stream it or wait for it to come on Tubi or whatever freebie so I can watch it that way. I mean, I just it's Too many shows too fast. And you know what? We should all just be on the YouTube and supporting our YouTube creators and watching Stephanie and Russ and the Combat Quilter and um, the guy who sews, all of those. So if we watch that, we don't even have time or need um, those streaming services. Awkward Quilter says, I'm trying to live up to my 2025 goal, not just lurk, but support by commenting, going back to lurking now. You go, Awkward Quilter. I like that. I tell you what, it's hard. It's what I watch YouTube, I watch the channels, um, but I usually stream them on my TVs in the other room. And so I don't have my computer. And then if I want to make a comment or do something, I have to run back to the other room where it's actually on a computer so I can physically, because on the TV you can't really comment. So it's like, oh, it's not always easy. So we get that. We appreciate it. All of that makes complete sense to me. I've almost got Easter done. So I've got, what's funny is the one that I wanted to stitch tonight while we were on the air was my Valentine's one, but yet that is the only one I probably won't get finished cutting tonight. So I may try to stitch that tomorrow. I actually finished the layer cake quilt from Christmas on during the week last week. So I actually got home early enough from work where I was able to stitch a couple of nights, and I think it's great that Sean's going after trying to stitch so many 15 minutes every day. I tried that in 24 because I think Russ had commented he was going to do it, and I don't think I got through the month of January. So it's just tough. And I'll be honest, when I come home from work, some nights I'm so stressed in that I got to be relaxed or in the right mood to sew, because if I'm not, the first thing that's going to happen is even my Juki over here that I really enjoy and love and treat with affection would end up doing thread breaks and just being crazy and just push me over the edge. So it's like, yeah, no, I can't. I'm going to need to skip that tonight and just wait and do that on another night. So hopefully, I can get some stitching done during the week. But again, it's got to be the right time. I've got to be in the right mindset, because without it, it just brings more stress in my life, and I'm not going to bring stress into my life. Jackie says I only have Netflix. I had Peacock for the summers for the girls. Yep, I get that. I've got Paramount Plus because I have it because I am a Walmart customer, and so I get that for free. I have Netflix, of course, and I have Apple just because I'm an Apple person and it's so cheap. But that's really about it. I've gotten rid of Hulu and some of the others because I'm just not chasing after all those things anymore. I still have HBO Max. They ran a good Black Friday special, so I was able to pay that on an annual basis. Ines says, "So nice to have your kids for a holiday." Yes, I agree. I really miss being with my. That's the worst thing about living out West Coast. I'm the only one out here. Both my kids are back East Coast, so I do miss getting to be with them and see them more often. But not enough that I'm going to go back to some of that East Coast weather. I'd have to end up in Florida or someplace. I'm not sure that's really where I want to be. Up, Kevmar says, our daughter is here to find my needle. Good job. Good luck. I'm thinking about starting biking because I want to bike in the Bike MS charity. I think that would be awesome. You need to do that. I tell you what, I really enjoyed biking. I did take my bike into the shop 2 years ago, had it reassembled and all put together and all set and ready to ride. And of course, I have not been on it since, but that is the plan. And we have some really nice biking trails and that around here. So the plan is to get back doing that and doing that more often. So Casquiwa says I have Netflix, Neon, and Prime, but I only watch YouTube Premium. It's on from when I get up overnight. Told me I average 17 hours a day on YouTube. That is crazy, but that is awesome. I am very impressed. I do have YouTube Premium because the commercials get on my nerves very quickly, so I ended up subscribing. But I do enjoy my YouTube, and I usually have it like you. I have the TV on always, but now I've got so I turn YouTube on more. Well, guys, we are at the top of the hour. I did not get the Valentine's 2.5 inch strips cut, but I will do that and hopefully start those placemats. So maybe next weekend I will have a few done to show you, or at least have the quilting and have the mat itself done, even if I have to still trim them and bind them. But I thought it would be a good way of getting me a lot of practice on binding, because I do leave yet a lot to be desired there, and we'll make it happen. So thanks for being here. As always, please do things that make YouTube happy. Give me the thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, tell your friends, neighbors, and anyone that will listen about the channel. We continue to grow, and that is just so awesome. I appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate the time that you join me. Let me rattle on about whatever is going on in life. And I hope you have an amazing week ahead of you. Until next time, happy crafting.